So, boys, we've got the outside lights on, right? Right, and we've got the usual snacks for Santa Claus and Black Peter, right? We've got some Seaquote and some sort of cookies with spiders cut out with them, or basically spiders mixed up with them. Alrighty then, we've got the fireplace ready, nice and boiling and scorching hot. So we're ready for Santa Claus and Black Peter to come on this very night of the 24th of December. And of course, this is our very 24th episode, meaning that this is our last episode of season 3. Can you believe it? We've went through season 3 already. 24 episodes, Boris. 24 episodes. My, it just seems like it was yesterday we were just beginning our first episode. And plus 2, we're going to go on a little vacation. My friends, after this show, we won't be back until the first of the year to begin our new 4th season with episode number 1. Wow. Again, starting over, we had 24 episodes per season. And so we're getting ready for that. But tonight, we are ready for Santa Claus and Black Peter. And of course, to get ourselves in the festive mood for that, it's always wonderful to see a film to give you the cheery grimness of Christmas, you know, the bah humbug into the sentiment, as everybody's rushing around and trying to gripe and groan that they've got to get this one that and that one this, and they don't have enough money for this or that. And my goodness, good people, slow down. Take a load off. It's only one day out of the year, as our good friend Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge learned a long time ago. And in fact, tonight, our good friend Mr. Scrooge is going to come on and do the Christmas Carol, which is all about him and how he came to become one of the noted figures of Christmas, and how he kept it all year round. But before that, he was known as a miser. And of course, another good friend, the late Mr. Vincent Price, is narrating as well as hosting this particular show. So we've got a lot of things going tonight. We've got our presents, just maybe a few more to go up under our table here. As you can see at the beginning of the film, our tree is on the outside to give Santa Claus a little bit of extra help. Plus, we have our key on the door, right, Boris? Right. And it's a special key Santa Claus gets to use, and only Santa. He can use it on our door and no one else's. It's called the Santa Key. And we got that from our good friends at Gothic Charms. And it's still not too late, is it, to plug Gothic Charms. All right, everyone, let's get ready to go and see Charles Dickens' The Christmas Carol, starring Vincent Price. And, oh, here we go.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us all from Satan's power when we were
Gilbert K. Chesterton once said, "In everybody there is a thing that loves children, fears death, and likes sunlight. And this thing enjoys Charles Dickens." Before I tell you about the Christmas Carol, let me read to you what Charles Dickens himself wrote about this story. I have endeavored in this ghostly little story to raise the ghost of an idea which shall not put my readers out of humor with themselves, with each other, with the season, or with me. May it haunt their houses pleasantly. Charles Dickens. To begin with, Jacob Marley was dead. Did Scrooge know that he was dead? Of course he did. Ebenezer Scrooge and he had been partners for I don't know how many years. Scrooge never painted out Marley's name, and so there it stood 7 years afterwards, above the warehouse door. Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh, but he was a tight-fisted old sinner, hard and sharp as flint. The cold within him froze his features because he always carried his own low temperature with him. And he didn't thaw 1 degree, not even at Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
Christmas. Humbug.
Christmas, a humbug? Uncle, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Humbug. What's Christmas to you but a time for finding yourself a year older but not an hour richer? Every idiot that goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding.
Now, Uncle, I know you...
Now, you keep Christmas in your own way, Fred, and I'll keep it in mine. Be off now. This is a place of business.
Don't be angry. Come dine with us tomorrow.
No.
Caroline will be happy to see you.
Why did you ever get married?
Because I fell in love.
Love? That's the only thing in the world more ridiculous than a Merry Christmas. Good afternoon, nephew.
Uncle, I'm sorry with all my heart to find you like this. Merry Christmas, Bob.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Let me hear another sound from you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation. You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose, Crescent.
Quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient.
But it's only 1 day in the year, sir.
A poor excuse to pick the pocket of your employer every 25th of December. But be here all the earlier next morning.
I will, sir. And a Merry Christmas to you, Mr. Scrooge.
Ah. Christmas. Nonsense. Humbug.
And while most of London was jovial and full of glee in honor of this Christmas Eve, Scrooge had taken his melancholy dinner at his usual melancholy tavern. And having read all the newspapers, he went home to bed. Scrooge lived in the chambers which had once belonged to Marley, his ex-partner. And as I have remarked before, Marley is dead these last 7 years. Dead as a doornail.
Ebenezer Scrooge?
How now? What do you want of me?
Much.
Who are you?
In life I was your partner, Jacob Marley. You don't believe in me?
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond that of your own senses?
I don't know.
And why doubt your senses?
Because a slight disorder in my stomach could make my senses cheat me. You might be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a fragment of underdone potato. Humbug, I tell you, humbug! Mercy on me, dreadful apparition.
Now, do you believe in me or not?
I do. But why do you come to plague me? And why do you wear that ponderous chain?
I made it link by link in my life, as you are doing for yourself on earth. It is now a part of my penance, and I am here tonight to warn you of a fate such as mine. But Ebenezer, if you change your ways, you have a chance of escaping my doom.
You were always a good friend to me, Jacob. Thank you. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits. Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow, when the bell tolls 1. Expect the next on the following night at the same hour, and the third on the next night, when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate.
Couldn't I take them all at once, Jacob, and have it over with?
Look to see me no more, and look that for your own sake, you remember what has passed between us.
Scrooge tried desperately to say humbug to the strange happening, but the word stuck in his throat, unuttered. For it was highly probable it was not humbug.
My goodness, that was such a wonderful, grim little tale so far, right? With Mr. Scrooge and everything, and how gnarly and Scrooginess he became, miserly. I mean, but if you think about it, I mean, really, how could he give it away eventually? If maybe he will, maybe he won't. He hasn't decided to make up his mind yet. But if he doesn't have it, how is he going to give it away? And if you give it all away, how are you going to have it to do that? See, it's a catch-22 everywhere you do, in everything you do. But anyway, as we said earlier when you first came in to Monster Movie Night, we're talking about Santa Claus and Black Peter. Now, a lot of you may not know about Black Peter. It's also known as Krampus, but we found Black Peter from Scandinavian or Finland, Finlandish, I think it was, Norway, some of that area over there. The lore where he was a demon or a devil, and he rode around with Mr. St. Nicholas, or Santa Claus as we call him now, and he basically had the magical side. He would, by St. Nicholas's orders, if the child was good, he got a present. If he was bad, he got coal or sticks or switching, as they used to call it. And some stories even went as so much to say that the children were taken to Spain since I think it was Finland or Norway or some places like that were at the time at war with Spain, and so their enemies at the time was the Spanish. No, it's not that way now. But anyway, we still use Black Peter to warn the wonderful, naughty little children if you want some of that wonderful coal that'll be a diamond eventually in about 1 million years, or some of those wonderful long switches with the thorns on it, and you can't go wrong with those, can you, Boris? Well then, be naughty, and that's what you'll get. Isn't that cool? Anyways, just thought we'd pop in and say cheery season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, St. Nicholas Day, Santa Claus Day, Black Peter Day, whichever way. Just enjoy yourself this wonderful night. Let's get back, and maybe we need some of that nog. I think actually we have a little bit of that. Yes, I think we'll get us a little bit nice blood nog. Yes, all you got to do is turn this cup up and it automatically fills up. Would you like a little bit of cherry to make the cherry season go, Boris? Yes, of course you would. Let me check it out here. Not too bad, kind of tangy. Must be an O negative, right? Anyway, let's get back to Mr. Ebenezer Scrooge in The Christmas Carol.
Being very much in need of repose from the experience he had undergone, or shall I say, fatigues of the day, he went straight to bed without undressing and fell asleep in an instant. A few hours later,
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
What business brings you here?
Your welfare. I have things to show you, which are the shadow of the things that have been. Rise. And walk with me.
the ghost of Christmas past led Scrooge down the road which he had forgotten for so many years. He showed him a Christmas day in the past, which was a happy one for most children, but not for one lonely schoolboy.
Ebenezer Scrooge. Do you know that boy?
Yes, I do. It is I as a boy. Oh, I remember that Christmas well. I felt so lonely. My playmates, they didn't like me.
It was because you had shunned them.
Oh, poor boy. I wish...
What is the matter?
There was a boy singing a Christmas carol on the street last night. I should have liked to have given him something, that's all.
Shall I show you another Christmas, 40 years ago, when a fair young girl released you from your marriage contract?
No.
Because she discovered you had ceased to love her. Your greed, avarice, and desire for wealth had killed the love she had for you.
No, Spirit, show me no more. Leave me. Haunt me no longer.
Awakening in the middle of a prodigiously tough snore and sitting up in bed to get his thoughts together, Scrooge had no occasion to be told that the bell was again upon the stroke of 1.
Scrooge!
I am the ghost of Christmas presents. Look upon me.
Yes, Spirit, conduct me where you will. I went forth last night on compulsion, and I learned a lesson which is working now. Tonight, if you have aught to teach me, Let me profit by it.
Touch my robe. Look.
Belinda, bring the plates.
Oh, Mother, please.
Belinda, there's a great deal of work to be done. Help your sister.
Missy, you get the...
As I came by outside, I could smell the sage and the onion.
You knew it was off, Mother.
Oh, I certainly did, boy.
Peter, set the chair.
Can I put some chestnuts on the fire, Mother?
No, your father will do that when he comes. What has gotten your precious father? And your brother, Tiny Tim?
And Martha wasn't as late last year by half an hour.
Oh.
This is the house of your clerk, Bob Cratchit.
But he has hardly a penny to his name.
I, the ghost of Christmas present, have blessed his house. Here comes Bob now with another member of his family, Tiny Tim.
And a Merry Christmas, everybody. And there you are, Tiny Tim. Right in your own chair.
Merry Christmas, Bob.
And Martha.
Yes, here I am again.
Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without Martha coming to visit us.
Bob.
And how did Tiny Tim behave today, Bob?
Fine. He told me coming home that he was glad he'd been to church, because it's pleasant to remember that the day is called Christmas, after he who made the lame to walk and the blind to see. Oh, beautiful Christmas table.
It would be more beautiful if we had a turkey, but we'll manage.
Of course we will.
See what a happy family your clerk has on only 15 shillings a week?
Tiny Tim. I didn't know he was sick and a cripple.
Mr. Scrooge. I give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon.
Dear, it's Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I'm sure, when one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge.
My dear, it's Christmas.
Very well. I'll drink his health for your sake, and because it's Christmas. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
God bless us, everyone.
Tell me, Tiny Tim, will he live?
I see a vacant seat and a little crutch without an owner.
No. Say he will be spared.
My life on the globe is very brief. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
The time is drawing near for me to go and for your third visitor to appear.
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Ghost of the future, I fear you more than any specter I have seen. But lead on, I want to know.
I met a very kind young man today who asked after you. Mr. Scrooge's nephew, whom I scarcely know. I told him about Tiny Tim, and he said, I'm heartily sorry for you and your good wife. By the by, how he ever knew that, I don't know.
You what, dear?
That you were a good wife.
Oh, everyone knows that.
And he said, if I can be of any service to you at any time, pray come to me.
He's rather unlike his old Uncle Scrooge, isn't he?
If you must torment me, be quick. Take me to what else you have to show.
I don't know much about it either. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
What had he done with his money?
I haven't heard. But he'll have no use for it where he's going.
It's likely to be a cheap funeral, for upon my life I don't know anyone to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
When I come to think of it, I'm not at all sure that I wasn't his most particular friend. For we used to stop and speak whenever we met.
I don't mind going to his funeral if lunch is provided.
Tell me what man they are speaking of. Who is it that lies dead? No, hear me. I am not the man I was. Assure me I yet may change the shadows you have shown me.
Season's greetings, everyone. Season's greetings. Enjoying the film so far? I hope so. We are. And just wanted to shout out or scream out some of those holiday season's greetings or gulations to each and one of our fellow horror hosts and hostesses. Not trying to make a double standard there. They're all equal in my heart and in my cold little spot deep in my chest, right? Anyway, I want to scream out and say hello to Count Gordeval, the Bone Jangler, Mr. Halloween Jack, and let's see, Miss Jacqueline, or Halloween Jacqueline, I believe that's right, and of course, Enchantress Nocturna. I have, let's see, our good friend Raven. The Raven is coming, right, Boris? The Raven, he's coming. So get ready out there. He's getting closer and closer every day to it, and he's going to knock you off your feet. Let's see, we have the Angry Brothers, I call them the Angry Sisters, but I believe they're the Devil Sisters. Yes. Along with that, we also would like to make a posthumous season's greetings to Vampira, as well as, who else? Dr. Creep, the wonderful Dr. Creep, Sammy Terry, and everyone else, every one of you out there, old and new and old, a season's chilly greetings to you all. Keep up the spookiness for the whole year round, and drink some of that blood nog for me and Boris, as we will for you. I'm getting all sentimental now. Let's go back to the movie, okay? All right.
I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. Tell me I may sponge away the writing on this stone. Marley! Marley! Jacob Marley! Heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirit of all three shall thrive within me. Boy, oh boy!
Yes, sir?
What's today?
What, sir?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, Christmas Day, sir.
It's still Christmas, and I haven't missed it.
For a man who had been out of practice for years, Scrooge gave a most illustrious laugh, the father of a long line of brilliant laughs. And Scrooge dressed himself all in his best, and at last got out into the streets, wishing everyone he met a Merry Christmas.
Mr. Fred, come in,
Come right in. Have you room at your table for some friends?
Oh, you're very welcome, Mr. Fred, sir. And you too, ma'am. I only hope that our lowly feast is to your liking.
Now, don't fret about provisions. We've brought plenty for all.
Merry Christmas, Bob!
Mr. Scrooge!
And Mrs. Cratchit, for you.
Mr. Scrooge.
My dear, that's for you. Darling, for you.
For me?
And you, sir.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, I don't know how we can ever thank you.
Don't. And I'm going to raise your salary and help your large family in every way possible. And Tiny Tim.
I saw a friend of mine at church just a little while ago. A famous surgeon. You and I are going to see him tomorrow. And he's going to be your friend, too.
Mr. Scrooge!
Scrooge won his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. Scrooge had no further dealings with ghosts, but it was always said that he knew how to keep Christmas well, if any man alive possessed the knowledge. May it truly be said of us, and all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, everyone.
The first Noel, the angel did say, was to certain poor shepherds in fields as they lay, in fields as they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night that was so deep. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. And there it did blow soft and stay, right over the place where Jesus lay. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel. Enter in their wise and free, so reverently upon their knees, and offered there His presence, their gold and myrrh and frankincense. Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
I sure hope you guys enjoyed this chilling, wonderful Yuletide story, as ancient as old can be, about this wonderful old man that scringed and scraped and kept his money, and such a tightwad so that he could just give it away at the end of the show and become the hero. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, that to me is a real epitaph to being stingy. So just remember, do the Scrooge way all year round. Be Scroogey and miserly, so that at Christmas time you can give it all away and make all your friends and family and loved ones love you. Okay? Sounds good to me. Plus the ghosts will come by and see you, and that's always wonderful to see three ghosts around this wonderful chilling holiday. You know, you think it would be around Halloween when you see those, but it's always good to see ghosts any time of the year, right, Boris? Oh, anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this festive season. I hope you're getting ready for bed, because pretty soon Santa Claus and Black Peter will be coming through the sky on those reindeers with those either goodies or switches. You never know which, coal or toys, and fruits or nuts. It's all good. It's all wonderful. And we've had a wonderful, wonderful time here for ending our fourth season with our third season with our 24th episode. Let me get it right, because we will be back to start our fourth season around January, 1st of January, thereabouts, right, Boris? Okay, so we're going to try to be bigger, better, and scarier than ever. Maybe a lot scarier. Hopefully we'll remember our lines and do all those wonderful things that you've come to love about us, right? All right, so is there anything you would like to say, Boris, before we go? May all your holidays be scary and holidays. Happy holidays to you, Boris. Very good. Let's get back to that nog. Everybody get ready for bed. Get those coffin lids shuttering. And we'll see you next time right here at Gargoyle Manor, the Monster Museum for Monster Movie Night.